Humans walk away from deaths that already happened. That sentence should not exist. Our science rejected it. Our history erased it. Yet I watched it happen. I am senior envoy keeler of the Vesh Collective. I negotiate wars before they begin. I calculate probability with 9 neural clusters. I have never feared logic. Humans changed that. The assignment looked ordinary. Protect a wealthy trade heiress. Escort her through pirate territory. Simple, profitable, predictable. Lady Ceres belonged to the orange species. Elegant, fragile, expensive. Her family owned trade routes crossing 12 systems. Every criminal syndicate wanted her alive. Ransom earned more than murder. That was the pattern. Everyone knew the rules. She hired dozens of elite guards. None survived longer than 3 contracts. I assumed the problem was mathematical. Too many routes. Too many enemies. Too much greed. Then she dismissed every security company. She hired one human. Just one. I laughed. Not with amusement. With disbelief. Humans were newcomers. Primitive. Emotion-driven. Pain-dependent. Every report described them as unpredictable mammals with poor instincts. No respectable client hired only one. Unless they wanted a funeral. His name was Daniel Ward. Average height. Average mass. No visible weapons. No armored exoskeleton. No military escort. His clothing looked almost casual. I concluded he was bait. Humans often sacrificed individuals. Perhaps this one accepted death. That made sense. Nothing else did. Lady Ceres welcomed him herself. She smiled. He smiled back. No formal dominance display. No chemical greeting. No defensive posture. Ridiculous. Predators should never expose confidence so openly. I marked him as socially defective. He carried one black travel bag. That bothered me. Elite guards traveled with heavy equipment. Scanning drones. Portable shields. Medical systems. Daniel carried one bag. Impossible. I secretly ordered a cargo scan. Nothing illegal. Nothing advanced. Clothing. Medical supplies. A metal container. Books. Books. Who carries books into pirate space? Humans, apparently. Lady Ceres trusted him immediately. Another mistake. Trust required years. Shared danger. Verified loyalty. She offered it in minutes. Humans infected others with irrational behavior. That became my working theory. Our convoy departed 2 days later. 3 civilian ships. 1 luxury cruiser. 2 escort frigates. Standard formation. Probability of attack remained below 11%. Comfortable odds. Daniel never relaxed. He watched reflections instead of corridors. He listened more than he spoke. Sometimes he stared at empty walls. I assumed humans hallucinated under stress. No other explanation existed. On the 4th day, he stopped walking. His expression changed. Turn the ship. That was all he said. The captain ignored him. Our sensors reported nothing. No ships. No mines. No anomalies. The route remained safe. Daniel repeated himself. Turn the ship. Now. The captain refused. Lady Ceres looked uncertain. I expected panic. Instead, Daniel sighed. He walked toward engineering. Security blocked him. He did not argue. He simply waited. Exactly 43 seconds later, every alarm activated. Gravity mines emerged from folded space. 37 of them. Our lead frigate vanished instantly. No explosion. Just absence. Reality folded around it. The captain screamed, "New orders." Too late. The minefield had already closed. Daniel never looked surprised. He moved before everyone else. He reached navigation. He shoved the pilot aside. I prepared to arrest him. Then impossible mathematics happened. He flew between detonations. No computer predicted that path. No artificial intelligence recommended those turns. Every movement looked wrong. Every movement worked. Our cruiser escaped. Barely. The surviving escort did not. Silence filled the bridge. Someone asked him how he knew. He shrugged. Felt wrong. Felt wrong? Entire civilizations trusted quantum prediction. Humans trusted feelings. I updated my report. Humans possessed dangerous neurological defects. That explanation comforted me. It would not last. News spread quickly. Pirates failed. Lady Sarah survived. That changed everything. The next hunters were professionals. Assassins. Organic. Patient. Invisible. We docked at Coral Station. Population, 8 million. Security rating, excellent. I relaxed. Daniel became more alert. Again, he watched crowds. Mirrors. Windows. Children. Especially children. I concluded humans feared offspring. Perhaps young predators hunted in packs. An odd species. Lady Saris wanted to attend a diplomatic auction. Crowd a hall. Thousands present. Perfect security. Daniel refused. She insisted. He compromised. 3-minute visit. Nothing more. Reasonable. We entered. Music. Luxury. Crystal lighting. Rare artifacts. Everything appeared peaceful. Daniel whispered one sentence. Everyone keeps looking away. I nearly laughed. Looking away was normal. Direct eye contact invited conflict. Humans misunderstood basic civilization. Then I noticed something. Nobody looked at Lady Saris. Not once. Every guest avoided seeing her. Impossible. She was the center of attention. People should stare. Instead, they deliberately ignored her. Daniel grabbed her arm. Run. No explanation. Just one word. The ceiling exploded. Bodies fell from above. Not debris. Bodies. Dead guards. Hidden all along. Then came the shooters. They emerged from maintenance shafts. 8 of them. Military-grade weapons. Our escort fired back. Too slow. Daniel pushed Lady Saris behind a sculpture. He stayed standing. Standing. Every instinct demanded cover. He ignored instinct. Humans often ignored survival. I had observed the pattern. He moved toward danger. Always toward danger. Another defect. Another certainty. The first shot hit his shoulder. He did not stop. The second shattered glass beside his head. Still moving. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Every logical calculation predicted death. Daniel disagreed. He reached the nearest attacker. No elegant martial art. No perfect technique. Brutal efficiency. One strike. Weapon stolen. Target down. The others hesitated. That confused me. Why fear one wounded mammal? Then Daniel roared. Not words. Sound. Raw. Violent. Ancient. Every attacker froze. Even I froze. My species evolved without predators. We communicate through harmonic resonance. The human sound bypassed thought. It reached older parts of my nervous system. Parts that should not exist. The assassins recovered. They opened fire together. Daniel dragged Lady Saris behind reinforced columns. He counted shots under his breath. Smiling. Smiling. No sane organism smiled while dying. He waited. Then rushed them. Again. Always forward. Always impossible. He collapsed behind cover seconds later. Blood covered his arm. His breathing became uneven. Finally, biology reclaimed him. I felt relief. Humans had limits after all. Medical teams arrived. Station security surrounded us. The attackers were dead. Everyone. Daniel remained conscious. He apologized. Apologized. For the delay. Lady Saris thanked him. She sounded grateful. I calculated the event repeatedly. No version produced acceptable logic. The captain promoted Daniel to tactical command for the remainder of the journey. Another irrational decision. One survivor should never command professionals. Yet nobody argued. Fear changes mathematics. That night, I reviewed station recordings. Something bothered me. The assassins had waited 12 hours. Perfect concealment. Perfect timing. Perfect coordination. They should have succeeded. Instead, they died. Because one human noticed people looking away. Impossible. I finally asked Daniel a question. How did you know? He considered my words. Then answered quietly. They stopped acting scared. I stared. That made no sense. Predators create fear. Absence of fear means safety. Every biological model confirmed it. Daniel only looked toward the stars outside the station window. His eyes became strangely distant. As long as people are afraid, he said, they're still thinking about surviving. He fell silent. I assumed the conversation had ended. Then he whispered something so softly I almost missed it. The truly dangerous ones already decided who dies first. For the first time in my life, I wondered if the human was protecting Lady Saris, or protecting the galaxy from whatever humans became when they stopped being afraid. The station declared the attack over. I believed them. Humans always believe the opposite. That had become another pattern. Every time danger appeared finished, Daniel grew quieter. Not calmer. Quieter. I concluded silence was how humans accepted death. I was wrong. Again, our convoy left Coral Station before dawn. One cruiser. No escorts. No ceremony. The destroyed frigates had not yet been replaced. Lady Saris insisted we continue. Delay meant bankruptcy. Trade never mourned. It only calculated. I watched Daniel inspect every corridor, every vent, every maintenance hatch. He even examined the emergency food lockers. Ridiculous. No assassin hides beside nutritional paste. Humans truly possessed irrational instincts. Then he opened one locker. Inside sat a tiny recording device. Not a bomb. A beacon. Someone had marked our ship. No alarm had detected it. Daniel crushed it beneath his boot. Nobody spoke. Nobody needed to. The hunters were still following us. 3 hours later, every long-range scanner failed. Power remained normal. Engines remained normal. Only our vision disappeared. The bridge erupted into panic. Electronic warfare. Professional. Expensive. I ordered emergency sensor drones. Every drone transmitted the same image. Empty space. Nothing. Daniel closed his eyes. Why would a creature refuse vision during danger? He whispered one sentence. They're already here. Then the first explosion struck. Our rear engines vanished in fire. Artificial gravity collapsed. Bodies slammed against the ceiling. The ship screamed. Metal bent like soft fabric. Warning lights flooded every corridor. The pirates did not hail us. They did not negotiate. They simply opened fire again. 5 stealth cruisers emerged from empty darkness. Not pirates. Mercenaries. Deathworld mercenaries. The Black Orbit Syndicate. Even I knew their reputation. No witnesses. No survivors. Lady Saris looked at Daniel. Only Daniel. Not the captain. Not me. Him. Can you get us home? He answered without confidence. I can get you alive. Those words chilled me. He had not promised victory. Only survival. There is a difference. The captain surrendered tactical command. No debate. No hesitation. Humans infected everyone with impossible trust. Daniel smiled. I had learned to fear that smile. He ordered every weapon powered down. The captain protested. Daniel repeated himself. Every weapon. Offline. Madness. The pirates immediately accelerated. Of course they did. Weak prey invited attack. Exactly as biology demanded. Daniel nodded. Good. Good. Our shields collapsed seconds later. Enemy boarding pods launched. Hundreds. Metal cylinders slammed into our hull. Explosive bolts shattered corridors. Armed soldiers poured inside. Heavy armor. Thermal rifles. Combat drones. Enough force to erase cities. Daniel looked almost relieved. They came aboard. I misunderstood. Surely that was bad news. Then he opened the black travel bag. The same ordinary bag I had mocked days earlier. Inside were no exotic weapons. No alien technology. Just simple human equipment. A combat knife. Medical tape. Old photographs. A steel flask. A coil of rope. A battered pistol. Nothing impressive. Nothing impossible. Daniel picked up the knife. Not the gun. The knife. Primitive. Outdated. Laughable. I finally understood. Humans were ceremonial predators. The blade must hold religious significance. Another incorrect conclusion. He handed the pistol to me. You'll need this more. Then he walked toward the boarding corridor. Alone. The first mercenary fired. Daniel disappeared behind smoke. 3 shots echoed. Then silence. One body slid into view. Then another. Then another. No gunfire. Only footsteps. Slow. Steady. Approaching. The surviving mercenaries retreated. Retreated. From one wounded human. Impossible. I watched security cameras. Daniel never fought beautifully. He fought efficiently. He used walls. Broken pipes. Falling lights. Loose cables. Even blood on the floor. Everything became a weapon. He never stood where enemies expected. He never attacked the strongest target. He erased leaders first. The rest unraveled. One drone cornered him. Military grade. Perfect aim. Perfect reaction speed. Daniel threw his knife. Not at the drone. At the ceiling. The blade severed a coolant line. Frozen vapor blinded the machine. Daniel tackled it. Destroyed it with his bare hands. Bare hands. I stopped trying to understand. Minutes later, another explosion rocked the ship. Hull breach. Section 12. Lady Heiress was trapped there. Without hesitation, Daniel sprinted toward decompression. No suit. No tether. No shield. The corridor doors failed. Space swallowed everything. Furniture. Weapons. Bodies. Daniel jumped. Into vacuum. My species dies in 4 seconds without atmosphere. Every known intelligent species feared the void. Humans, apparently, argued with it. He caught Lady Heiress before she disappeared into darkness. One arm hooked around emergency rails. The other held her. His skin froze. Blood crystallized. His eyes closed. I recorded his death. There was no other outcome. Emergency bulkheads finally sealed. Atmosphere returned. Medical teams rushed forward. Lady Heiress breathed. Daniel did not. His heartbeat vanished. Brain activity ceased. Time of death confirmed. I felt something unfamiliar. Loss. The ship became silent. Even hardened soldiers lowered their heads. The pirates hailed us. Their commander laughed. Your monster is dead. Nobody answered. Because it was true. Daniel Ward had died. Then, he inhaled. One breath. Violent. Impossible. His eyes opened. The medical scanners malfunctioned. Again. No, not malfunctioned. They refused reality. The physician stumbled backward. I confirmed. Daniel slowly sat up, coughed, looked around, then asked the only question that mattered. Is she safe? Not. Did we win? Not. Am I alive? Only. Is she safe? Lady Heiress nodded through tears. Daniel smiled. There we go. He stood. His heart had stopped for 1 minute and 43 seconds. He should have remained dead. Instead, he picked up his knife. Again, the pirate commander watched through the transmission. For the first time, I saw fear in a Deathworld predator. Daniel faced the camera. His voice remained calm. You made one mistake. The pirate laughed nervously. Which one? You boarded. The transmission ended. Our engineers restored internal gravity. The surviving mercenaries suddenly discovered they were trapped. Inside a ship. With a human. Security recordings from the next 17 minutes remain classified across 17 governments. I have never seen them. I only witnessed the aftermath. Every corridor was silent. Every invader was gone. Some unconscious. Some surrendered. Some simply refused to speak ever again. One survivor repeated a single sentence until insanity claimed him. He kept getting back up. Over and over and over. The pirate flagship surrendered before we fired a single shot. Then the remaining 4 surrendered as well. Not because their ships were damaged. Because their soldiers were. Word spread faster than light. Lady Heiress completed her journey. No syndicate ever hunted her again. Not because she became richer. Because everyone learned the same terrifying truth. She had once hired a human. Years later, I finally visited Earth. I expected endless fortresses. I expected monsters. I expected a civilization built on war. Instead, I found children laughing in parks. Families sharing meals. Neighbors helping strangers. The most dangerous species in the galaxy looked ordinary. That frightened me more than anything. I asked Daniel one final question before we parted. Why did you keep risking your life for someone you barely knew? He looked genuinely confused. As long as I was standing, she didn't have to. I finally understood every mistake I had made. Humans do not run toward danger because they want to die. They run toward danger because they cannot bear watching someone else die first. And that is why the galaxy fears the impossible truth I witnessed with my own eyes. Humans don't walk away from death because they cannot die. They walk away because, somehow, death keeps failing to stop them. Asterisk, asterisk. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this HFY Sci-Fi story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next epic human adventure. What would you do if a single human became your bodyguard? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next HFY story.